as regards to every of the incident that happened in the nation. Of course, I will be doing that as well today. This is People's Voice. This is your voice. This is where we get to amplify your voice. And of course, we'll talk about certain stories that shape the narrative. And today, we'll be going back to the same conversation: resilience and reform, Nigerians 2025 in review. Join the conversation with experts in science and perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Are you not even excited to hear that name again in this 2026? You know, the town was painted red. And I must say this before I continue the show. Nigerians, let me come down to use that particular layman term. Nigerians, we don't hear word. They said no fireworks in some areas. They even mentioned fireworks should stop. Guess what? People got fireworks as if it was a present, like an hamper. I couldn't even step out of the church after we shouted Happy New Year. Like the fireworks took all through till 7 a.m. I think we also have to ask people that are selling it. But of course, if I'm opportune to say this, I also love the fireworks because I saw different, But of course, they were coordinated, and it was not like, being loosed freely, carelessly. No, they were all coordinated. And I love the fact that, we are being ushered into a new year. All right. 2025 was actually a pivotal year for Nigerians. It marked a very intense political maneuvering, persistent economy challenges, escalating insecurity, and of course, incremental reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. The nation actually, went into a very serious corruption scandals, widespread social unrest driven by hardship, and governance failure across sectors. While economic indicators shows that the government were doing fine, but the people were not doing fine, and the people were actually suffering, going through so much as regards to inflation, and even to making, a little income for themselves. And what it means when you're trying to, make two ends meet, but the two ends refuse to meet because of the situation of the nation. And we also went through a very serious, insecurity challenges that became one of the most lucrative business in Nigeria as regards to banditry. And of course, I'm bringing you up to speed as regards to some of the things we discussed yesterday. And today, we'll be taking it off from there. Yesterday, we talked from January to March. And today, we're taking it up from, March to when, the time would actually tell us to take a bow. So to join the conversation, kindly call the number 09044732605. 09044732605. Follow us on social media at VOPTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOPTV. And of course, on YouTube, we're Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll actually start up the conversation: resilience and reform, Nigerians 2025 in review. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. I'll be right back.
This is to wish you a wonderful, spirit-filled, and Merry Christmas from Matthew Ugunswada.
This year has been so amazing with you in it. And that's why we're saying from Voice of the People TV, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we love you.
You've been wonderful all through the year. And this is from us, Voice of the People Television, saying Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to you all. See you at the top.
Whether you've been with us through the ups and downs or just joined us for this festive season,
take a moment to cherish the moments you've made and look forward to making new ones on the horizon.
May this new year bring you everything good, everything prosperous.
As we bid farewell to the old year and welcome you to the new year,
may your heart be filled with joy and your home with laughter. And of course, may your spirit be filled with hope.
We'll be bringing you live updates, exciting performance, and inspiring stories throughout the day.
Stay tuned for our special New Year's coverage, and let's make this year unforgettable.
Thank you for making us a part of your celebration.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, welcome back to the program. It is still People's Voice on Voice of the People Television. Yes, and I must take out my time to say Happy New Year to our head of programs, okay? Madam Isioma, Happy New Year to you. She actually sent a message saying that she heard my scream from home. I'm always, like this when it comes to New Year's and Christmas. Of course, you all can actually talk about the Christmas. So this is New Year, so it shouldn't be different. So I'm always very, excited to witness yet a new year like this, where we just get to believe that everything will actually work out, as God will have it. We're believing, and we just pray that for everything that we plan to have in this year, the Lord will give it to us cheaply, and effortlessly. That's it. All right, so we're not being joined by Mr. Lawal Ganiyu. Okay, you're welcome on board, sir. A public affairs and political analyst. He's been laughing all through. Ever since I've been screaming, he's been saying, "Are you like this? You're always that corporate. Are you like this?" Yes, sir. This is how my Christmas and New Year looks like. So please just permit me. Is it okay?
It's welcome. It's not easy to cross in Nigeria in 2025.
It's not. In this nation,
Yes,
how we crossed over.
There's a boxer here in Nigeria here who is, going through health challenges at the moment,
sir.
and we pray that he gets well.
Wow.
So you can see that it's not everybody that crossed, in feeling ill and all this. There are some trapped in that rubble.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere in Lagos State. They are still there at this moment under the rubble of a building. So, and we pray that God will deliver and help them.
Amen. Amen.
So when we are here, we should give glory to God and pray for the others too, that are going through different challenges.
I love the fact that you actually came in from that angle, because some people might not really know the reason why I'm screaming. Some people might not really know the reason why I'm this excited. It's not easy for you to be around for 365 days. I've never been admitted before, neither my family. I'm not saying anyone that is admitted, is not better than I am a family, but all I'm just saying is, we've been, privileged to enjoy the grace from God. So, and we have some people who wishes to scream and shout like this, but they can't, which we're also sending our loves to them on their sick bed, and we just pray that they get well soon. So, just imagine Anthony Joshua coming into Nigeria to spend time with, family and friends. His two friends also saw their own people saying, "Oh, we'll be back shortly." They came in from UK. What happened? He's the only one alive presently. His two friends are gone from, from the accident. So what are we saying? So sincerely, if we are screaming like this, if we are excited, it's because we're only just saying, "Thank you, Jesus." And we can actually look at this particular number and say, this is 2026. Not 5 anymore. And we have actually crossed over. So
that's why they call it crossover.
Yes.
That's why it's called crossover.
This one that I'm giving my madam, shout out our head of program, it doesn't mean that she'll give me any off or leave. She will tell you have to come and work. All right, so Mr. Lawal, we said so much yesterday, and it was a wonderful outing. Of course, you and Mr. Elvis opened up the review, and we said so much in 1 hour, and of course we'll be dissecting that today. We talked about January situations as regards to economic reform. We talked about their so-called 30% inflation. 30%. We talk about inflation, right? But they talk about 30% increment. Meanwhile, when you gave the analysis yesterday, it was about 100 plus, in increment of foodstuffs. So, and of course, we moved to February, where we had several insecurity situations as well. You know, that was when you even mentioned on air that banditry has become, you know, the biggest business. You know, it's an industry. Yes, that was. Yeah, let me
one
quote
of the biggest and expanding industry in
Yes, so
Nigeria.
you said that was
It's
one of the
expanding
biggest.
fast.
You know,
One of the fastest,
you know,
expanding business
So,
in Nigeria.
Yeah, that was when you made that assertion. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's if we can be coming to office and we are okay, you know, living our life as regards to our income, paying tax and all of that. But some guys are in the bush. They pick,
Yeah.
take money, they drop. So we
Yeah.
call it pick and drop, and they're okay.
Do you know that like I said that it's a lucrative business. It's a fast growing industry in Nigeria. You know why? Some people even do it, they even fake it. They don't even kidnap somebody.
Yes.
They fake
Their
themselves.
own kidnap.
They
Yes.
fake it.
I read. I read.
Just to-
Yes, I read.
Go
I
on.
read a particular news story 3 months ago. I think sometime September or October. I read.
Yes, one happened in October. I think October.
Yes,
It's
I
been
read
happening in
one. A particular woman and her cousin and one other guy, they faked her own kidnap to take 5 million from her husband. The husband paid the ransom, but before they could share the money, police in Edo State apprehended them.
You can see.
And-
It's a fast-growing business.
And I was
in
like,
Nigeria.
is this even
an
okay? Is this
industry.
normal? You are faking your own kidnap to take money from your husband. Did you actually put your husband in that particular position where he's thinking of his wife being kidnapped, the trauma, the children? You know, you're not bothered about it, but it's the 5 million.
And by the time you release you, let me say police did not nab them. By the time she's released and she gets home, the husband will be, you know, commensurating with her. You get she'll still
Yes, well.
and she will act it so well. And the next time they will do it again, maybe they will do it to their child. Don't worry, the man paid now. Maybe we'll do another one. This time, let's ask for 15 million. If he can pay 5 million. So you can see that it has become an industry. I said like 3 years ago here that this thing, the way it is going, it will become like one of the fastest growing industry in Nigeria.
I just
And
hope
that's
that
come down.
I just hope they
It
won't
has-
ask them to also be paying their own tax. Since
Since they told us that
prostitutes can actually pay tax. Yes, you know, I read it in one of the programs I did on Morning
God.
Boss, one of our Saturday's editions. So,
How will a government official say that?
no, that's to let you know the kind of government officials that are being appointed,
Yes.
sir. That is to let you know that they don't go through a proper scrutiny. And not only that, some of these appointments don't come on merits. Because I see no reason why your certificate is complete and yet you can't get appointments.
Yeah, so many. Maybe they will collect.
I don't want to call names.
No, maybe they were collecting tax from beggars too now. You know those beggars that beg on the
Yeah,
street.
they will recognize them
Yes,
as well.
you start collecting
They
tax.
will
After
but the
letting
biggest
how
of them
much
was the
your income.
bandits, you know.
Those
the
ones
bandits,
are
you know. Those ones are,
trillions.
and those ones will even give them money back. Okay. And of course, we moved to March. And March was one of the most dramatic, you know, months last year where the emergency, you know, decree came from the president as regards to River State.
Yes.
You know, the state of emergency. And they are still going through it, you know, the logger is still there. And we're waiting for Wike to say something from Monday because he said it is in January next year that politics will start. So we're waiting.
Yes.
And we know Wike does not just talk without not doing something. So we'll see what he will do with his own successor, being a predecessor. But of course, it's high time for us to move to my birth month, which I love, April. But of course, I don't even know what's going on in April. But let's actually look at it.
Let's look at April.
So we would actually be taking it from the health sector. The health sector's strike and economic projections. Okay, doctors and health workers initiated strikes over delayed payments and poor conditions, deepening the workforce crisis. And of course, economy situation again. Inflation eased to 24.23%, but food prices surged due to insecurity in farming regions like Benue, if you remember. And talking about oil, NNPC reported increased production targets aiming at 1.8 million barrels per day by 2026. They only gave a projection. And for the aviation system, reforms in aviation and transportation began with new policies for infrastructure development. So, Mr. Lawal, for everything I've actually read about April, starting from the doctors' strike, they went on strike, and we had so many influx of doctors leaving the country into UK, Canada, US, Australia. They left this
Beyond,
country.
even to some outside those areas too.
Yes,
we have so
outside
many
those
of them
areas.
moving to Dubai,
Yes,
moving to
so they went to Middle East and all of that, and it's a thing of concern. We don't have enough here, I think when we did this analysis, we had one doctor to about 300 to 400 patients, and we cannot pay them, and those same doctors are leaving this country to go to outside the country. So how many doctors in 2026, how many patients in 2026 are we going to be having to one doctor in Nigeria in 2026?
No, the major thing is this that I want to ask.
Yeah.
Why did they leave? Why? Okay, is it that the government doesn't have money to pay? That is why they left. Or something else? Because I don't see, if the government tell me there's no money to pay them, that is when I would say that the government is not serious. Because I know there was an increment in allocations across board. Even up to this take home that the reps take home. It was drastically increased to billions. So the question is, all these reps, where they are collecting, if it is stopped, health workers will do very well in this country. We'll be able to pay them well. The health will be very affordable for Nigerians. So that's why you notice that these government officials don't actually, most of them don't use Nigerian hospitals. The same doctor that you cannot pay in Nigeria, you still go and meet the same doctor in UK, in Canada, because when you are flown to UK for treatment, the same doctor that you neglected in Nigeria that ran away for better this thing in UK, you still go ahead and pay that money you didn't pay that worker in Nigeria. You still go and pay that worker in UK.
Is that not a misplaced priority?
That's the problem. That's it. But look at Buhari. You know Buhari died in UK hospital. He died in UK hospital. Now that UK hospital, now you may find Nigerians doctors who left Nigeria because of this ill treatment. You find them in UK treating him, and then they have to be paid, because when you travel there for treatment, you pay them. You see that the money you didn't pay them in Nigeria, you still pay them. And now you even pay better because you are actually pay more in abroad. You are paying in pounds. So you can see that it's a misplaced priority. It's a misplaced priority.
But Mr. Lawal, based on your question, I think the only thing I can actually answer as regards to why are the lawmakers, the executive arm, not taking the health sector serious. I think we have a remuneration problem. And all I can say is that if you are not a politician, I think every other profession is not, recognized by these politicians. Because if you look at it from the health sector, they're not taking them serious. They will talk, and the next thing you will see, the National Assembly will just say, oh, we're in talk with them, we will get back to you, everything will be settled, call off your strike. The ASU will come, education. You will tell them, oh, we are in talks with them, and we'll get back to you, please call off your strike. NLC would come, and TUC, you say, oh, Labour, don't worry, we've actually heard all of your conversation, we'll get back to you, please call off the strike. And when you look at all of these things, if you go through whatsoever demands all of these sectors are asking for, it's just a better remuneration. Why is it difficult?
Which is normal.
Which is normal. Why is it difficult, Mr. Lawal? Why is it difficult for our Nigerian government, our politicians, or our leaders to take care of the people that are actually doing the main job for the administration to actually work better?
Because you see, Nigerian politicians, a typical Nigerian politician see government as a job. That's the major problem. They see government as their means of livelihood.
I'm sorry, I might not mention name, but if you had watched our program, the station from Monday till date, you would know the politician I'm talking about. How can I reach out to you to join the program in one of the productions, that I produced as regards to This Morning, the first flagship program of the station? And amongst your profile, I feel it should be learned. And I am saying politician. I don't understand. If
Profession.
how can politician be a profession?
Profession, right? Or occupation, politician.
I'm not understanding this thing. How can you write politician? If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, whatsoever you are, if you are an engineer, but writing politician?
Or maybe for worse, we say you are a businessman.
Even if you say you are a business magnate, who would understand?
You know that, okay, you are doing trading.
You know
value.
what politician?
You know, say what type of profession is that?
I don't understand. And guess what? He still made some assertion that day. He said he is the right candidate for a particular state.
That's it. That means he's going there for promotion. Like you want to get employment. You employ into a.
But you know the best governor to me in Nigeria for now that I've actually seen is Governor Raji Fashola. So I've been in the corridors of Mr. Administration. But of course, a two-tenure governor, he left, he became a minister. And afterwards, you know what he did? He went back to his real profession, being a senior advocate of Nigeria. We saw him recently at Supreme Court, going to defend the matter. That is what we want to see. The same way we look at Obama, we are happy to see him.
And it's even that one is even common in those developed countries.
You understand? In other climes, we want to also see our own politicians.
Boris Johnson, you see
You
all their
understand?
prime
Yes.
ministers, they go back to their normal profession.
Go
Even when
back
they are
to,
true.
so we saw Fashola.
service.
Yes, we saw Fashola put on his wig, wore his regalia, went into Supreme Court, defended the matter, and someone videoed him out. That is like when I saw it, Mr. Lawa, I was really excited. I said, this is what government and personality, someone of integrity should look like. Not somebody that will finish as a two-term governor,
Wants to be
wants to become a senator. No, if you notice, any governor don't go to House of Rep.
they want to become either a minister,
or a senator.
A senator.
Yes. So they move like that, ministerial, senator, minister, and next thing they now come back and say, I'm qualified to become a vice
Yes,
president.
I have experience now.
I have experience.
What did you do when you were there? What did I pass a bill? You didn't clean the system.
No.
You didn't come there to put anything right.
No, they don't
You
need to
collect all the unnecessary, all the illegal money that they collect there. You collect them, and then you come back and tell me you sponsor a bill.
That's no, when once they tell us they sponsor the bill.
That's their function.
Yes.
That is all they believe is their function.
And
just some of them for the whole 4 years they may not sponsor more than one bill.
And that bill that they sponsored, they would actually put it in archive.
Yeah, as if I've done the best.
They've done the best for their
that's-
constituents.
yes.
But
Sponsor it.
doctor, in that same April, yes, we had our economic issue, inflation. They even projected that we shouldn't worry, in as much as food prices actually surged, that in 2026 everything will be very cheap. This is the first day of 2026. So
They have,
let's just wait.
they have the incantation to do that because this is not the first time, the first year in office, the
Mr. Lawa,
second
can you
year.
be nice?
the third- I'm trying to be nice. I said they have the incantation, so we should believe their incantation. They want to perform magic. We should, if you go to Europe now or you go to America, the country that has serious, the normal country.
No, we're also serious.
No, we are not. They do their statistics. Everybody will look at the
Statistics, and it will
statistics
tally with what is going on.
They look at their projections and everybody will say, okay, well, what you have, that policy will work because we have seen the statistics, we have seen everything. Here, they will be telling us something like magic. That you'll be waiting for
I
them to
asked
perform
them,
the
you and
magic.
Mr. Evans yesterday. They actually did different projections, including the tax reforms that the president actually signed. The four tax reforms in January. And they said that in no time and in just few months before the end of 2025, that everything would have stabilized. And I was really excited that our review started on the 31st of December 2025. And I asked the both of you, what has really happened as regards all of their
No,
statistics? And we all know the
their
answer.
statistics projection is not even correct.
No, but that's why they are paying that person.
No, I don't know.
Whosoever that is giving the statistics, that's why they are paying the person. But this is 2026, so let's be hopeful, right? Let's be hopeful.
Okay.
Now,
you do know we're hopeful when the president said subsidy was gone. When he said subsidy was gone, we were hopeful.
Really,
and this
really.
is 2 years plus.
let's still be hopeful. Let's still be hopeful.
Like you see, there was a person in 2010. 2010, his salary, no, 2011, his salary was 40,000 naira. And that time, a bag of rice was around 8,000 plus. So if you use that 8,000 plus with 40,000 naira, you are going to buy like over 3 to 4 bags of rice. Now, in 2025, his salary was 80,000. You see, there was an increment last year.
Yeah.
But a bag of rice, as of December last year, is around, let me say, 60, 70.
I got for 75.
75.
Yes.
Now, look at it now. When he was collecting 40,000, he could buy at least 3. Now, his salary increased to 80,000. That salary, the value dropped by 300%. Because he could buy 3 bags before. But now, the salary can only buy 1 bag plus. You see, people say, your salary has increased now, but the value has dropped 300%. That's a drop in value. That's why he said that this increment that, okay, your salary, as you are increasing your this and that, will the new tax not take back that money?
So it's equivalent to us just saying that you gave us, increment and you are using tax to take it back from us.
So you can see that eventually that money, will it increase the value of that person? Or will it reduce its value? These are the questions. In those, I remember when I bought my laptop, I bought it at 80-something thousand. Now, some years after, that laptop, when I went to Ikeja to buy laptop,
350.
they were telling me 350, we were telling 1 million plus. Fairly used was like 200, 300, 400. I said, no. It's not, no. I bought this laptop how many years ago? Like less than 100,000. Now they are telling me 1 million plus for a brand new one. They say brand new, I bought that, even if it has improved.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. Difference over 1,000 increments.
Yeah.
How do you survive that?
Now we're standing, Mr. Lawal. Let's be hopeful. They told us to be hopeful, right? So let's be
Well,
hopeful.
that's why I said we were hopeful during the subsidy gone statement now.
Let's
And we are still hopeful.
again.
I mean, how much is the fuel now? And they said we are going to save so and so amount that to cushion. And we did. Despite that we were saving the amount because the we were still buying that fuel at that high price. We couldn't see the savings. We couldn't see the impact.
Have they ever even-
Except that the governors, the reps, collected more allocation. The local government chairman collected more. We know more allocation went to the government,
Of course.
but not the people. So you can see the difference. That yes, the government felt the positive impact, but the people felt we'll say the negative impact.
Okay, let's move from this particular eye to the final conversation in April. Before we, take a stroll to May. Government reforms as regards to aviation transportation also began in April with new policies for infrastructure development. Until now, just like the question you asked me, that what infrastructure are they talking about?
That's what I say.
In the aviation system and transportation system, but of course I mentioned to you, I said Calabar Coastal. That's
In fact, okay, there's something I will not say it on here. No, I want to do the
Mr.
research.
Lawal,
There's
please.
something I had.
Otherwise, whatever you say,
I'm not saying anything.
whatever you say will be used, or can be used against you.
Don't let me say anything. But one thing is this: when you say infrastructure, to me, it has no meaning. It has no meaning. If you want to do infrastructure, there must be, it must be itemized. You must itemize what you mean by infrastructure. What are those things that are included under that word infrastructure? No, you now tell me we are getting money for infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? It has no meaning. It's just a concept. Infrastructure has no value, no physical value. It is what is under that infrastructure that give you the physical value. Then you now begin to list them. What do you want to build more hospitals? Do you want to expand the hospital? Do you want to put more equipment in the hospital? Do you want to build a certain road? Do you want to expand the old one? Do you want to repair the old one? Do you want to build new airports? Do you want to build new ports, seaports? Do you want to build land ports? Do you want to? That is what we refer to as infrastructure. Not for you to just say we want to do key infrastructure. The moment you use the word key infrastructure, I see it as a deceit.
Yeah, that was what you said yesterday.
If you don't have a listing for us, then you are deceived.
So that we can actually follow it precept
Yeah,
upon precept.
then you now tell us how much you want to spend.
Yes.
We are repairing this one. It will take us like 3 months. It will take us 6 months. Everybody will be monitoring.
We'll be monitoring it. That's
Uh-huh.
awesome. But
And
I think one of the biggest problems we have in every of Nigerian's government, it doesn't have to do with just this administration. It's about accountability, and that's it. Because they just feel, why should I be telling you what I'm spending? That was the reason why the Minister of Works can look at a broadcast journalist and tell him, who do you think you are to be asking me per kilometer? But that's not the conversation here. So, moving to May, of course, we had serious flooding of anti-government protests, social issues. Of course, national anti-government protests erupted over poverty, inflation, driven by economic hardship, and we moved to armed, groups killed, thousands with Amnesty International criticizing government's failure to protect citizens. We had all of that insecurity come up again. And of course, ASUU also surfaced in May, giving a warning strike and demanding better funding and implementation as regards to the agreement. And we also had again another, food inflation, that is still remaining high, and basically that was what May had, we've actually touched some of these things in other months, but that was basically, we're still dragging. And when we moved to June, we thought everything would be nice. Tax reform came again with a cultural shift in government policy. And that was where I started asking myself, this is, the first quarter. What is really going on? This is 2025. I'm always very, very cautious as regards to whatsoever implementation the government rolls out. And the president, Tinubu signed the Tax Reform Act on June 26, if you remember, overhauling Nigerians' fiscal framework, the most comprehensive in decades. And we're asking, is that the thing we really need now? But just like you have said, some of our government officials or our leaders don't really care about whatsoever that is going on with, a random man or, and they just feel that what they are doing is the best they should do. And we went there to the Democracy Day protests in Lagos, which highlighted frustration with inflation and insecurity. And where I want you to pick it up from, of course, we're going to talk about all of that. And, the high-profile trials continued, including those of former governors like Godwin Emefiele, Yahaya Bello, and reforms aimed at improving safety and infrastructure were launched, which we didn't see from the aviation system. So, can you talk about every of the abracadabra, just like you said, that happened in June?
Let me take that tax reform.
Okay.
And every time people raise an eyebrow about the tax, they will tell you what is going to improve the economy. How does tax improve the livelihood of a citizen?
The common
You
man.
only tax somebody who's making more. You tax somebody who is doing very, very well. You don't tax somebody who is struggling. Because tax comes from what you made. So if you make more, and you are doing very well, and somebody come and say, give me, just like somebody coming to beg for your money, and then you're able to give that person, you can't give that person what you have. You only give person part of what you have that will not hurt you, and then you look away. Is that not it?
Yeah.
But you can't give that person what you have, which you yourself wants to use. Now, the same thing with tax. When government comes for tax, they come based on the fact that they see that you are doing better, you are earning more. From what you are earning, do something for government from it, and then you release it as tax. You don't tax somebody who is already, struggling. Now you want to face out that person now. But when you say struggling, that means what that person has is not enough already, and then you want to tax part of it. Like the one I told you about the bag of rice. Let me say, when the person was earning 40,000 naira, he could buy 3 bags of rice. Inflation came down. So that his money, that 40,000 could buy like maybe 8 bags of rice. If you want to tax that person, he won't complain because the value of that 40,000 has increased drastically. So if you tax the person, he won't complain. But look at the person that's now earning 80,000 and the money could not afford more than a bag of rice. You now want to tax the person. The person will now be asking you, did you have what value as your government added to my life? Because the money I'm earning, the value has reduced drastically. And you are telling me that the person, because he has made more, therefore you need to tax that person. The question is, the money that person has made, what is the value of that money? The value has reduced compared to before. And then you now say you want to tax the person. Are you doing the person a favor? No, you are not. You are worsening the condition of the person. That is what is happening in Nigeria. Like the laptop I told you now, if you want to buy laptop now, even with you as you are like this, you need to save before you can afford it.
To get something better.
You can, before you can afford it. The same thing if you want to buy TV, you want to buy freezer, you want to buy, even to pay for electricity. We all generate our water, our power ourselves. We generate water, produce water, and every other thing. We produce security for ourselves. You go to many areas, you see them having their own small security, which they pay monthly, and then you will now come and say you want to tax the people, and they ask you, what value has your government added to my life? So we should ask government, what, since you have been in office for 2 years plus now, what value has your government added to my life for you to say you want to collect tax? But the people who are supposed to champion it are not doing that. Those are the reps. The reps are supposed to be the one to champion it because they are the one who, officially represent the people. They are the face of the people in governance. But when they get there, we don't see their representation at all. We only see them massing up to see what they can get from this.
My biggest question, Mr. Lawal, ever since I've been watching the House of Representatives plenary and that of the Senate, I've never seen the House completely filled up.
Some of them will even sleeping in there.
Huh?
Some of them will even be sleeping there.
Some are even sleeping. But of course, let me even say it's better for you to even come and you're sleeping than there are some senators, there are some...
No, they said they go on oversight function. As if they produce, as if that bill, what they want to discuss is every day they do that. Is it every day they
you understand?
It's not every day.
We've never seen Senate have 85% of members seated, except the day that the president wants to actually,
becomes a full house.
Drop, come and present
budget.
A budget so that they can sing on your mandate.
You see, one thing. If I've watched the American style of a parliament, I've watched the Europeans, and some other countries. You see the way when it comes, the way they talk there, they talk tough. You see that people who are there are people who have brain.
Because it is they are practicing.
You see the way they face.
They are practicing total separation of power.
God.
Legislation was meant to be on their own. The judiciary were meant to be on their own, and the executive arm of government. But in Nigeria, you will see an executive buying cars
for judiciary. I was wondering, they were building houses for them.
Now, legislators are singing on your mandate for executive. So what else do you expect?
That's it.
And that's the reason why I might not mention name. A particular judge in Nigeria, sitting in Abuja, whenever any case is linked to any man that is there with him in Abuja, that case must come to him. He will be the one to preside over it. Everybody have raised alarm. Is he the only judge there? Give our case to someone else. No. It must be that particular person. You know the person I'm talking about? Since I don't want to mention the name, so that I don't come on Monday and I hear
it's not even Monday. Before you know it, they have the body. The black vehicle will wait for you outside there.
No, the black vehicle is not an issue to me. I have my fundamental human rights.
In Nigeria.
But the truth remains that even if I mention the name, it doesn't mean that I mention the name as regards to he or she has done anything bad. All we are saying is, are you the only judge?
Yes, it's the truth now.
We want cases to be shared to every other person. And why must it be that when the matter is tied to this particular man, you are the one that collects the case.
And if somebody say, I want this case to be moved from here to another place, they will never listen.
You understand? And there is nobody that has ever raised the case about this man that you have taken care of, that the person made this man lose. This man has never lost before when you are there. So that's all we're just saying. But what do I know? I'm just a broadcast journalist of VOPC.
Another thing I want to mention about this house, especially the Senate president.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is the Senate president that normally talk most of the time in the house. Have you noticed that?
And because they call him the president.
No. Senate president, see, that's why I say I don't understand these people who rule us. They don't even bother to learn anything. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Normally, the Senate president
I think
is an umpire.
this is the 10th assembly, right? Is it 10th or 9th?
No, yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I forgot it.
Okay, so basically, I enjoyed the Senate of Denmark and Saraki last.
Yes, I like him.
You know,
I like the way he behaved.
We were always enthusiastic.
The days of MRM and
we were enthusiastic to watch plenaries. We want to hear what they want to say. So I loved the red chamber over green chamber. I've always been a fan of the Senate than reps. So I am always, the station till date, actually, there is a station, you know, that any day, anytime, I would always come back and see, okay, are they ready? No, they are not ready. You know, I wait. I'm always waiting for them to talk. But when I realized that they are rubber stamp, I'm not the first to call them rubber stamp, so I can't be sued for this one. They are rubber stamp. The Senate, our Nigerian Senate is rubber stamp.
Even the rep.
Yes, because Oshomole mentioned it. And not only that, if they are not rubber stamp, why should a sitting Senate president overlook the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria? And he went across board to the US by saying that let us scrutinize this particular nominee. Let us ask questions because Donald Trump is watching. Is Donald Trump your president?
No. He's telling you that one doesn't take nonsense now.
Mr. Lawa, I think
that is not even my major headache, you know, because it's even one of the few times I see him come out to say what he's supposed to say. You know one thing, because when it comes to the House, the Senate president and the speaker don't speak. You get it? Their own is to moderate.
In the days of Dogara.
I don't know. It's only here you see Senate president will tell them not to talk to them. I have it. I began to, what is going on here? Now let them debate this thing for God's sake now. It will be the one to be telling them no.
And the next thing you hear is,
why are they there now?
And the next thing you hear is take a bow and go. All right, Mr. Lawa, we are pressed for time. We can't actually take more again, you know, in as much as we didn't even talk about Emefiele. We didn't talk about Yahya Bello.
No, my people surprised. You know, Yahya Bello said he wants to contest.
Yes, it's coming out.
Against now. See, I said yesterday. I said if I see Yahya Bello, you know, I said INEC declare Yahya Bello winner over Natasha. Then that election, no matter what he says, is rigged.
Okay.
Because yes, now
we would actually
you want to tell me that Yahya Bello is. Where is it going to?
We would actually get that. Mr. Lawa, you have to be here tomorrow for us to continue our conversation. All right. So, and in any way we can, we'll just touch everything so that we wrap up, you know, to December. So that next week Monday we'll actually go back to our normal topic. Okay. So this is how far we can actually go on the show. Coming up next is Locker Room, and of course you would want to stay put to enjoy the world of sports. It's really, really nice to actually witness yet a wonderful new year like this. And I just heard that there is a showers of blessing around Ogudu axis. It's raining, the first rain of the year. Yes, around Ogudu. We have not seen one. Okay. But for all of you that have seen rain, congratulations. Maybe you would actually see Harmattan before we see. But don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough will last. Yes, yes.
Please.
Okay.
Those trapped inside that building, please call out the government, please. We need to hear that they have been, rescued.
Okay.
That collapsed building. Please, they are human beings too.
Okay.
We want to hear news that they've been rescued or the government has done it, because this is supposed to be a combined force of the state government, the federal government, and the local government. Okay.
So
please, they are human beings.
Just like from our mouth, to your ears, the state government, the federal government, we know Baba Jide Sanwo-Olu would actually give, a rapid response as regards to that. And we believe and we're counting on the government to do what is right. We don't castigate anybody here. All we just want to do is just to give a balanced, a presentation. And if you do well, we'll actually tell you that you've done well. If you've not, we'll actually let you know that this is it. And we prefer solutions, at every, and now and then. And this is how far we can actually go. My name remains Savior Udo. Happy New Year and have a good evening rest.